Good morning, sir. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Ma'am.
Please
Good
take your
morning,
seat.
ma'am. Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're Mr. Madhukar.
Yes, sir.
Madhukar Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Madhukar, you're comfortable in English?
Yes, sir.
Will that be your preferred medium?
Yes, sir.
And you're vaccinated,
Yes, sir.
both doses.
Yes, sir.
You're not having any symptoms right now?
No, sir.
Then remove your mask, please.
Yes. Thank you.
Comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Fine, Madhukar. Then let us start.
Yes, sir.
Please tell us something about yourself in a manner that your name is not repeated. Your caste, your community, these things are not indicated.
Sir, I completed my matric from Sainik School Purulia, that is West Bengal. Then I did my 12th from Bokaro. Then I have completed my graduation in dental surgery from Bangalore, MS Ramaiah Dental College. Then I was working for 3 years, sir. Then I am preparing for the civil services from last 2 years, sir.
You're basically a dental surgeon.
Yes, sir.
You did your BDS.
Yes, sir.
Why would somebody who's into that specialized a field
Yes, sir.
will consider becoming a babu in a state service? I can understand why
Yes,
UPSC, but why are you not continuing with your practice in the dentistry?
Sir, I was working as a dentist somewhere, sir, growing in a village and seeing the condition of the, seeing the government schemes government working for the people at the very ground level. Somewhere I wanted to become join civil services from the very beginning. So, sir, I decided to prepare for the civil services.
Overall
Sir.
situation of governance in the country
Yes,
is not that bad
yes,
in comparison to overall oral health of the country, the dental health of the country.
yes, sir.
So I think you would be more useful in that field, because governance part any BA pass can look after.
Sir, I think working as an I wanted to work in multiple fields, because government has so many schemes, and working as a civil servant, we get to work in different fields and implementing the dynamic government schemes which it brings in. And working as a dentist, I would have been only dealing with the oral health. So so sir, I decided to join.
You're coming
work
from
for the
Bihar.
civil Yes,
You
sir.
mentioned that you're from Patna.
Yes, sir.
In Bihar, having this practice of eating 𝐾𝐞𝐸
Yes, sir.
is huge.
Yes, sir.
Why do you believe that it's a oral health hazard?
Sir, it is one of the carcinogenic agents, sir. It causes cancer, and it has also it also increases the cardiac problems. People who have the habit of consuming this, so this nicotine, it also leads to the cardiac problems. It enhances the issues of the cardiac problems, sir.
I don't know why it feels like that you're giving me a very general answer. There is no dentistry aspect in it.
Sir, even it also has this carcinogenic agent, mucosal, the oral overall mucosal layer of the oral cavity is also affected by that, and so many types of the cancers or mouth cancers can be caused by that, sir.
Why? What is the cultural aspect that resulted that Bihar is more affected? Our state has more incidents of consumption of 𝐾𝐞𝐸 and other products.
Sir,
Bihar, I mean, is known for having more.
Yes, sir.
Is there some cultural reason, geographical reason? Why? No? Forget it. Thank you.
Madhukar,
yes, ma'am.
tell me, why is there so much fascination among Bihari youth
Yes, ma'am.
for government jobs, especially civil services?
Ma'am, the dynamic work what a civil servant performs, I think that is one of the motivation to work as a civil servant. Working in different roles, different work, that is one of the motivation to work as a civil servant.
Why, especially in Bihar and UP, maybe if you consider, but not in the. It's not very popular as a career choice in southern India or maybe western India.
Ma'am, maybe ma'am, the different roles might be, they might be seeing the multiple options they might be seeing in their career during their growing period, that might be motivating them to different fields. What we observe that suits us, and that the dynamic role what we see in our region performed by the civil servant, that what motivates us to join this services, ma'am.
Can you name any 3 civil servants of Bihar which you think have done tremendous job?
Ma'am, as such, I am not able to recall the names, but ma'am, so many civil servant, they have performed so many different dynamic roles. Even now also, I have seen IAS and IPS officers who are performing work and working for the people at the ground level, ma'am. And there are so many civil servants who have performed. As such, ma'am, I cannot recall from the Bihar, but general I can tell the names.
No, I wanted only from Bihar. So tell me, if not civil servants,
Yes, ma'am.
then maybe politicians. What are the 3 things you think it's very important for a politician to have as a quality?
Ma'am, I think the first thing is dedication. We need to have an dedication to work for the people at the very ground level. Then being observant and being aware of the conditions of the people, and being emotionally attached to them, and creating faith in the people, so that I think, ma'am, then people believes, and whatever work is being done by them. So I think that is what is important
for being a politician. Okay.
Ma'am.
You are also a student of history.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me something about Nalanda University.
Ma'am, it was established by the Kumar Gupta, and it has been ancient. It has been one of the prominent institutions even during the ancient period and ancient period, and it was one of the greatest university even in world during that time, and so many people used to come to study there. Even Fayan and Huensang, they came and they studied there in Nalanda University, and so many people from the neighboring country used to come to study there, ma'am.
Very right. So my last question is, tell
Yes,
me, why is that women have not developed to
Yes,
that
ma'am.
par, especially in Bihar? So whether you see health or whether you see education, there are
Yes,
huge lacunas.
Ma'am, I think, ma'am, it is situation is improving compared to the previous what it was, ma'am. And I think somewhat the patriarchal society mindset what it is there in the Bihar, not as of now, situations are improving, ma'am. That is what is, and that too, as such, Bihar is lagging behind in health education. Maybe, ma'am, one of the reason, because industrial development has not happened, economic development has not happened. That is taking, I think, ma'am, that is being reflected in all the field, and because of maybe, ma'am, patriarchal society mindset, female is education might be ignored to some extent previously, but now the situations are improving, ma'am.
I told you it was my last question, but as a dentist, I need to know, what are composites?
Ma'am, it is the filling material recently used and more preferred compared to the amalgam, because that is not the tooth colored, so people do not prefer it, and that does not bond also chemically with the tooth. That bonding is mechanical, but with the composite, it is chemical bonding and it is tooth colored, so it is more preferred, ma'am, composite filling material.
Okay, thank you, Madhukar.
Madhukar,
Yes, sir.
there is demand for caste census in Bihar.
Yes, sir.
What are the benefits of the caste census?
I think, sir, it can lead to the rationalization of the reservation policies, because the present reservation policies, as of now, we don't have the caste census after 1931. So it can lead to the rationalization of that. That can be one of the benefits, sir. And the government can be more focused in implementing the schemes. So, sir, it can lead to the rationalization of that aspect also.
Do you not think it will increase the gap between the castes, and caste conflict will increase after the caste census?
So, sir, we will have to take care of that aspect so that it does not hamper it. It can lead to that also, sir.
Okay, what measure you will take if you are going to make a policy for that?
Sir, first of all, I think
It will not hamper the social harmony.
Yes, sir.
What measure will you take?
First, sir, I think a study has to be done and about its impact. Then only what all can be the scenario, according to that it can be conducted or not, that decision can be taken. And then, sir, it can be, to some extent it can be kept secret, depend if the situation deteriorates, if being put it into the public aspect. So I think, sir, it can be conducted, kept in the not put in the public domain, and the policy can be formulated based on that.
Do you heard about the Samagra Kutumb Yojana?
Sorry, sir, I'm not as of aware of that, but
It was a scheme of the Telangana,
okay.
and it was done in 2014,
Yes.
and it is based on socio-economic perspective of the households. So it is better to do such kind of thing rather than caste census. When you have to create social justice.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So
Sir.
it is better to go with the socio-economic backwardness of the society.
Yes,
And
sir.
Samagra Kutumb Yojana is good for that. Why caste census? Why demand for the caste census? And in Bihar, it is especially, all party meeting was held,
Yes, sir.
and they are demanding for the caste census. Why caste census? Why not Samagra Kutumb Yojana?
Sir, I do not completely agree as of now that it has to be conducted. I think, sir, so proper study has to be conducted if it leads to the disbalance or disbalancing the socio-economic and harmony in the society. So, sir, I think it's better to implement this scheme compared to conducting that
Caste census.
caste census, sir.
Well, you are against the caste census.
Sir, as of now, I think a proper study has to be done and decision has to be taken.
Well,
Sir.
it is political stand in Bihar for the demand for the caste census is totally a political stand.
Sir, no, sir, they have the.
Just leave it. What is Nipun Bihar Yojana?
Sir, this is an scheme for the to improve the learning of the mathematical skills, language and numerical skills of the children, sir.
Very good. One last question. Your hobby is watching movie.
Yes, sir.
Now, South Indian movies are getting popular in North India.
Yes, sir.
What are the reasons? Give your ideas.
Sir, I think first of all the storyline. So, sir, they have more. I think the stories which they are coming up is more innovative and new, not repetitive. And sir, that I think is one of the reasons.
Had you watched any South Indian movie recently?
Sir, I had watched Bahubali. That was the last.
Bahubali was the last. Your hobby is watching movie. RRR is there, and you had not watched the RRR.
Sir, I was thinking of, but I didn't watch.
Sir.
Madhukar, let's talk a little bit about the international relation vis-a-vis Bihar.
Yes, sir.
What exactly is the role of Bihari diaspora
Yes.
when it comes to the economy and the social aspects of Bihar?
Sir, Bihar, the people from Bihar, they even people in Jharkhand who are there, they have an association in USA also, in USA. And so many people, they have been working for them. I cannot recall the name of, he is a doctor in London, and he has been opening one hospital in my area, that is the village Badhaiya. And that is, I think, sir.
So apart from these philanthropic
yes, sir.
visions,
Yes, sir.
These migrants may have,
Yes,
what
sir.
exactly is the impact of Bihari diaspora when it comes to the social life, the cultural life, and maybe the political life of Bihar?
Sir,
because we see that in Punjab, in Gujarat,
yes,
the impact is huge.
Sir, I think Bihar, still, it is my personal opinion, sir. I think Bihar, because of the somewhat being not that much of economic development has not happened. So I think socially, culturally, people might not be thinking to that level as of now on the general level, sir.
Got you. You've taken history as your optional paper.
Yes, sir.
Right? Can you name a few Bihari historians which you believe are important?
Sir, I may guess, sir. I'm just.
You can't name a single historian from Bihar? You read about Mr. D.N. Jha?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's be more specific. Suppose I want to study the history of Patna. You're
Yes,
coming
sir.
from Patna.
Yes, sir.
Suggest 2 books which you believe are the good history books when it comes to Patna.
Sir, a historical book, even the book by the R.S. Sharma.
Yes.
Sir,
R.S. Sharma, I know.
sir, that even ancient history is more concentrated on Bihar and specific Maurya dynasty and sir the Guptas, which developed around Bihar and Patna. So, sir, any most of the ancient books, sir.
For the ancient history, I understand that you're saying that the mainstream history books can be taken.
Yes, sir.
But is there a local history book available when it comes to Bihar? All of us take pride in the history of Bihar, so there must be
Yes.
Bihar specific history books.
Sir, even during medieval period, Karnal dynasty was there, and there are different inscriptions also available, which gives us information about the medieval history of the Bihar. Specifically.
Okay, last one before we let you go. Since you studied from Bangalore and
Yes,
you're
sir.
from Patna,
Yes, sir.
both are important cities.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, if you're a woman,
Yes, sir.
can you compare the life in Patna with the life in Bangalore as a woman?
Sir, as such, maybe rural areas, they might be somewhat because of lack of education, educationally not backward, but I think sir, Patna and being Bangalore, not much difference, sir.
Not much difference.
No, sir.
Fine. Fine, Madhukar. Nice talking to you. Your interview is over. You can go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
will you be wearing a suit that day?
Yes, sir.
Which color?
Sir, same color, sir. That black.
Black with white. I mean, if you have any option, do consider. Otherwise,
Okay, sir.
let it go. Then change the tie at least. It shouldn't appear that you are a lawyer or in the hospitality industry.
Yes, sir.
That should,
Yes, I'll do
right?
that. Yes,
Be
sir.
careful about
Yes,
that.
sir.
Okay, Madhukar. Is it going to be your first interview on 11th, or you have earlier appeared in
This
the
is my first interview, sir.
first interview? You're happy with your performance today, or you believe it can be a little
I
better?
need to work on history part, sir.
Certain areas you need to work, but overall you're a good candidate. You're professionally qualified, and in general your personality is good. Your walk-in is good. Your sitting posture is also fine. Generally, the way you speak is also good. My suggestion about your responses, especially verbal responses, are that you have a tendency of not finishing well your answers. You're giving good answers, and then suddenly you abruptly stop, suggesting as if you don't know, though you have already given your answer. You getting my question?
Okay, sir.
If I ask you something, you have delivered the answer, and answer is not bad, and then you suddenly start looking tentative as if you believe that answer is not complete and you still need to speak something which you do not. That is not the case. Confidently finish give a closing to your answer.
Okay, sir.
If you know, say in your opinion, if you know say 25% of the answer, fine.
Okay,
Just give that 25% and close it there. If the board members still disagree or still believe that something else must be said, he or she will ask you to do, and then you can say sorry, rather than giving answer and still saying sorry. So you're losing both ways, right? You got look at the video carefully, you'll see that why I'm saying it.
Okay, sir.
Right? Other things, in general, you're good. There are few areas where you can work, but in general, your understanding of history is good. Your understanding of dentistry is not bad. Your understanding of the social issues is also good. Especially the factual part is generally okay. There may be a few places here and there where you can revise, but overall it's okay. Though when it comes to the analytical and the question that asks for the creative input, maybe you can give a little bit more effort at a few places, right?
Okay, sir.
In general, otherwise, I am happy. Take care of your dress, etc. on that day. Hobby, since you mentioned hobby, I was expecting that you'll be more insightful in that. It wasn't bad, but it can be a little better, right?
Okay, sir.
Everything else is in place. I'm sure you'll do very good. do read a little bit of local history as well,
Okay,
right?
sir.
And don't rely only on the mainstream history,
Okay, sir.
right?
Okay, sir.
You still have 10 days. I'm sure you'll do well, right?
Thank you,
All the
sir.
best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.